And Sarah's going to answer what has gotten in the way. Sarah?
Well, Merle, this year the state of Tennessee signed legislation allowing for clinical research into cannabidiol. It's a low THC form of cannabis oil. But federal restrictions have prevented this law from taking effect and a Memphis family from seeing their daughter simply smile. Chloe's parents are always holding their 3-year-old's hand.
It's one of the few things that we actually get a physical response from. It's like 10 Christmases.
Anything that lets them know she's happy.
Her rate of development has slowed, almost to a standstill because of the seizure activity. Everything goes back to the seizure activity, her muscle tone, her development.
Chloe was diagnosed with a rare neurological condition when she was 6 days old. She has on average 100 seizures a day. When she was 1.5 years old, doctors thought she'd die.
For 2 weeks, we actually thought they were right. And then the 3rd week, she decided she was not going anywhere. And that's what we said, if she's not giving up, then we won't ever give up.
Diazepam, phenobarbital, carbamazepine.
Chloe takes 5 medications
Onfi,
3 times a day.
Propanol. She is on methadone every day
To keep her from day-long seizures. Her parents had to sign a waiver for one medication because it could cause blindness.
Someone always has to be awake and next to her.
They recently learned the University of Colorado is studying a new drug for seizure patients.
They're doing things like sitting up, holding their head up, smiling. These things would be life-changing for us.
This will help any child and does not have the side effects like all these other drugs have.
But it's not quite legal.
It's an absolutely non-psychotropic form of it's closer to hemp than it is to actual marijuana.
In January, Chloe's grandmother went to Nashville to talk to state legislators about allowing studies of cannabidiol oil, similar to the University of Colorado's, in Tennessee.
When you use the term medical marijuana, and in the same sentence you've got young children, they shut down.
But it passed.
Vanderbilt was overseeing the project. Tennessee Tech was going to grow that strand of marijuana, and then they were going to pass it out to all the kids here in Tennessee, and Tennessee was going to try it.
But federal regulations put it all on hold. Now they're appealing to the federal government to pass a bill co-sponsored by Congressman Steve Cohen. It allows medical waivers to ship the cannabis oil over state lines.
It's a very complex issue. I had the same concerns when I started in this, so I understand that. I don't judge for that. But to help people understand and educate, that's the only way the bill is going to be passed.
It's leaving Chloe's parents so close, yet so far from just seeing their daughter smile.
You want to do anything, you would do anything. You would literally do anything to save the life of your child. And that's kind of where we are right now, The waiting is the hardest part.
And one day we will be able to try it, and we will be able to get those smiles and those little laughs that, a lot of people take for granted.
In September, Congress referred the Medical Hemp Act, H.R. 5226, to the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, Homeland Security, and Investigations. That's the latest that's happened in Congress. Now, if you want to contact our state reps about Charlotte's Web Medical Hemp Act, we have that information on our MyFox Memphis Facebook page. And tonight at 10, we're actually going to dive more into the legality of all of this. Live in the studio, Sarah Blue, Fox 13 News.
This week, 2 separate courts will hear arguments about